Welcome to our Healthy Living video blog at workoutmaster.com. This is Ruben.
And this is Aram.
Today we're going to talk about eggs and how good the eggs are for you. Let's tell this one apart.
And as a matter of fact, they are. So keep that in mind. We receive a lot of
Ruben,
comments.
before we start, which one was first, the chicken or the egg?
It was definitely the chicken. If there was no chicken, there was no egg.
Okay. Now that we clear this one out, let's talk about how.
First, the chicken. All the mutations happen to the chicken. All the changes will happen into the egg.
And if anything happens, guys, you refer to Ruben.
Absolutely. You gotta probably just send it to whatever.
To serrano.com.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, eggs, very important protein, very easy, very widely available. And there's a lot of issues regarding eggs. So the first thing that I often hear from people is that eggs raise your cholesterol. And to that, I have a big have to say about it, because I think absolutely BS. The body produces about 9 times more cholesterol that you should consume on a daily basis when you eat a really healthy diet that, of course, it will comprise the use of eggs.
I absolutely agree. I think anytime you make, let's say, your sex hormones and stress hormones out of cholesterol...
It's always about sex with you.
It's always about sex. It's always about sex with everybody. That's a prime reason for people living on this planet is procreation. So sex is a big part.
Well, if you live in a procreating, you're practicing procreation.
Well, regardless of anything, if you don't have enough of cholesterol, you won't have enough of sex hormones.
So stay on topic.
You can refer on that one to me. with the chicken and egg, refer to Ruben.
That's on me.
Okay, so when you eat eggs, I think it's very important to consume both, because not only the egg yolk provides you with exceptional vitamins, the egg white provides you with exceptional protein source.
Absolutely. It's a common mistake that people do, trying to avoid the consumption of more cholesterol into the diet. What they do is that they separate the egg from the yolk. And I think this is a huge mistake. Nature, which you're not going to ever improve upon, you can only, at best, you can come close to matching it, created the egg together for a specific reason, because some of the elements that are in the yolk will not be in the white, and vice versa. And just because you're actually having the whites doesn't mean that you're actually acquiring a good quality protein, because you'll be missing some key amino acids, fats, and other vitamins that are essential to be able to formulate a good protein digestive wise. You'll be missing it by the mark, because obviously you're not eating them together. Okay, guys. One way to find out if your eggs are good or not is when you break them, you'll see the yolk. Yolk will be orange color. The oranger it is, the more reddish it is, the better the egg. Chances are that egg has been fed with actual insects, so it was had some kind of like animal feed into it. Absolutely. Yeah. So even if you buy, let's say, a supermarket organic eggs, you'll see the yolks tend to be kind of like yellowish, pale yellow. Mm-hmm. If you go just regular, straight up commercial eggs, sometimes they like almost white to me. They're pretty pale yellow, and the whites are very, very runny. They don't have good consistency, so that tells you that the egg itself is of a much lesser quality. If you have a chance to get a high quality pasture-fed eggs, by far one of the most superior products. Don't save money on it. Make sure you buy it, use it in the kitchen. It's a very versatile product, basically. Absolutely. You can use it anywhere. You can use it in the shakes. You can use it as ingredients in making desserts. You can make it as an ingredient using a meal. I mean, it's to be part of the condiment added to the, like, for example, when we have made mayo, it could be part of the meal, or it could be the meal in itself, and it's made in various different forms. Yeah. Now, it's very important to realize that sometimes people will kind of make a face or get a little grossed out when they see you and they ask you, well, what does that shake made out of? And you tell them that you have eggs, and they ask you, is it cooked? I'm like, of course not. If it was cooked, then I'll have a freaking a yogurt. I wouldn't, it's just, no, do it is raw. And they make these faces of horror, because, it says, well, aren't you afraid of salmonella? I'm like, yeah, I'm afraid of AIDS and Ebola, but, Ebola, whatever you want to call it, but, I'm not exposing myself to it. But don't they say that eggs, that are raw? The fact of the matter is that 1 in 20,000 eggs of the crappiest of quality will maybe be exposed to salmonella, or can cause salmonella or trigger salmonella, and 1 in about 200,000 of the eggs that are actually raised pasture-fed will actually may have some traces of salmonella. Not only that, you have to have a pretty unhealthy digestive tract in order for salmonella to take hold and to create any kind of like substantial damage to your body. Absolutely. So most of the people that get really sick from salmonella poisoning is because their digestion is pretty much shut at that point. Good point.
Yeah. What else we want to talk about?
I think it's important to realize that eggs should be really, really one of the main ingredients when it comes to adding protein to your meals. It's very easy to carry, they're very easy to cook. There's hundreds and hundreds of recipes of how to prepare eggs. Mm-hmm. But one thing that I've noticed over time, which it was made aware of me by my coach, that actually eggs tend to lower your blood sugar levels really fast. And it happened to me on several occasions, and I couldn't pinpoint exactly what it was. So I will have for breakfast, my eggs and a couple other things along with it, and my blood sugar will drop fast to the point that I actually feel lightheaded and my stomach was really upset. So I couldn't pinpoint exactly what it was. Comes time to find out that when you start doing your pulses and your temperature and stuff like that, and you have a protein meal in the morning, like breakfast, and for example,
it wasn't because the shot of vodka you took before that?
No, it had nothing to do with that. It was nothing the heroin or the crack or nothing like that. It was just the eggs. And I'm like, go figure. Who would have thought it? And that's been my experience. So I want you to be aware of that. It can happen to you as well. I'm not any better than you are, or any worse. For that matter, if you have a lot of eggs and you feel that your blood sugar gets a little iffy, and that your temperatures are not rising to the temperature they should be to determine optimal health, as well as your pulses, it could be because the eggs that you're eating are lowering your blood sugar quite fast.
And just to give you a kind of like an average, you should probably consume twice as much carbohydrate to the egg that you consume. So if you had one egg, you have at least twice the egg size of carbohydrate to make sure it's offset. It's an average, not everybody like that,
yep.
But just so you guys know, you can play around.
Very true.
Anything else you want to say?
I think that pretty much sums it up. I'm sure there's all the details, stuff like that, but
well, if you have questions, you ask, and we'll be happy to respond. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, remember, your future looks better already.